Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture, we will be studying the scope of business, and also we will go through the concept of management, in which we will see the meaning and definition of management, and also we will introduce the term management. Prior to actually starting the scope of business, let's revise the last lecture and what we have studied into it. In the last lecture, we have gone through a concept business. Also, we have introduced it, defined the term. We have gone through the characteristics of business. So, overall, what is a business? Business is an organization or economic system where goods and services are exchanged for one another or for money. Business generally refers to organization that seek profits by providing goods or services for which the payment is exchanged. This activity is done for a pursuit of profit, which an organization or a entity does. So, business is an entity which seeks profit from the activities which they conduct. Now, there is a risk associated with initiating a business. Yes, someday the businesses may experience loss and someday they will earn profit. So, the businessmen, they don't stop if they suffer loss, but they believe in their continuous efforts. Then the business can be categorized into three main types, that is service, manufacturing and retail. Okay, the best example of service is restaurants. Then manufacturing means some of these steel factories, plastic factories, etc. Then the retail, such as clothing stores, etc. Then we had seen structure of business, and we have gone through some common structures, that is the sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, limited liability company, etc. Okay, sole proprietorship, we are aware about this concept. Yes, these are the businesses owned and operated by a single person. Then it was partnership. Okay, we are also aware about partnership. Partnership means two or more people, they share their funds, or they have share in funding, they share their ownership and they start a business. Then the corporations, usually these businesses, they are owned by shareholders. Then limited liability company, yes, as the name itself suggests, the liability of the owners, it is limited to the shares. Then why business is incorporated? First of all, to conduct activity and earn profit from it. So in whenever we discuss the concept of business, it can be taken traditionally as well as in modern terms, or we can see the traditional concept as well as modern concept of business. In traditional concept, the sole motive of business was to earn profit by providing the goods and services to the customers, while in modern terms, it is said that the main objective, the foremost objective of business is to satisfy the customer, or customer satisfaction itself is the underlying objective of every business. So in turn, if the customers are satisfied, surely you earn more. Your resulting profit, it will be more in amount, because once the customer is satisfied, surely he never leaves your brand. Then we had gone through a definition, or we have gone through certain definitions given by different thinkers. Stephenson, let's see, or let's revise the definition given by Stephenson. Stephenson had defined business as the regular production or purchase and sale of goods undertaken with an objective of earning profit and acquiring wealth through the satisfaction of human wants. So, any activity that is the purchase and sale of goods undertaken with an objective of earning profit or acquiring wealth is itself business. Then we had gone through certain characteristics of business, in which we had focused on certain features of business, distinct points of the business, in which we have gone through some points. That is, business is an economic activity of production and distribution of goods and services. It provides employment opportunities. Business is not a single time activity, but it is a continuous process of production. Then, in business, the production and procurement of goods and services is done. Then, business activities, they are directed towards exchange of goods and services for money or money's worth. Businesses deal with numerous transactions. Yes, transaction in respect of exchange of goods and services. Then profit is the main motive, or profit is an indicator of success and failure of a business. That is the profit. How do we calculate profit? Yes, it is the difference between income and expenses of the business. So the primary goal of a business is usually to obtain the highest possible level of profit through the production and sale of goods and services. It is the return on investment which usually the businessman gets. Okay, whatsoever funds he has invested into the business, the return of those funds itself is profit. Then, whenever we incorporate business, risk and uncertainties, they are attached into it, or they are associated with every businesses. Okay, risk of what? Risk of loss, or there can be certain uncertainties which are non-insurable in nature. Okay, insurable risk is usually predictable, and non-insurable risk, they are unpredictable things which happen into your business or which affects your business. Now, whenever we consider business, the two parties attached towards the business, that are the buyer and seller. The person is willing to sell and a person is willing to purchase. Then business activity involves marketing and distribution of goods. Yes, whenever we consider business, we are supposed to market our product and distribute those goods to the final customers. Business deals in goods and services. Customer satisfaction. Okay, now whenever we consider modern concept of business, customer satisfaction should be your approach. Okay, if you are running your business in this 21st century, you should always focus on customer satisfaction, because once the customer is satisfied by consuming your product, surely another time, once again, or repeatedly many times, that person will purchase your product. Okay, surely it will lead towards the profit also. Then the modern businesses, they are supposed to be creative and dynamic in nature. Means whatsoever product idea you generate through your companies or business production activity, that should be distinct from others. Okay, it should be innovative or new, so that you can mark your presence in the market, you can mark your product distinct from others, and surely you can edge the competition which is prevailing in the market. Then as a businessman or as a business, you should focus on social obligations also. Okay, means as a part of society, you should be producing those products which will benefit society as large. And if you produce those goods, or if your product idea is that which is most demanded by the public at large, surely it will lead your business towards profit. Then it was the optimum utilization of resources. As a business, you are required to use all those resources which are made available to you at the fullest extent. So these were some of the things which we had discussed in the last lecture. So we had done a revision so that it will be helpful for you to study the next concept, that is the scope of business. So overall, what is a business? A business entity is an organization or any another entity which is engaged in commercial, professional or industrial activities. It can be for a profit entity or not for profit entity, and may or may not have a separate existence from the people or person who is controlling it. A business activity is a commercial activity which involves providing goods or services with a primary motive of earning profit. But nowadays the motive has changed towards customer satisfaction, because whenever the customer is satisfied, surely you earn good amount of profit. A business is an entity that seeks to profit from a product or service. An entity that seeks to profit is a business. There are three main categories of business, that is service, manufacturing and retail. Business can be individuals or they can be massive companies. So then we will discuss the scope of business. Actually, we will be starting it. The origin of business can be traced back to the days of the origin of the world. In those days, the caveman produced goods which he wanted. Later, he realized that he could not produce each and everything needed by him. So what he thought? He thought that he should specialize only in the work which was best suited to him, and should utilize the service of other producing more commodities than those required for his own consumption. Then he exchanged the excess of his commodity with others' commodities which he required for his use. This system was known as charter system, and it was the origin of the business. With the passage of time, human wants became more and more. Now the consumer wants and expects numerous articles in order to lead a comfortable life. The commodities which were all considered as luxurious yesterday have become the necessary of today. So what is scope of business? Okay, first we will see the meaning of the word scope. Scope means the extent of the area or subject matter that something deals with or to which it is relevant. So what is scope? Scope means the extent of the area or the subject matter with which that something deals, which with it deals. So what are the things which are included in the business, or what is the activity which can be treated as business. Okay, that all things they are included here. The scope of business is wider than that of the terms trade and commerce. The terms trade and commerce are often used synonymously. This usage is not correct actually. Trade is one of the branch of commerce. It is concerned with exchange of goods and services. It performs the function of acting as an intermediary, and thereby it transfers goods from the producer to the consumer. On the other hand, commerce is a wider term. It includes trade as well as aids to trade, that is the various activities which facilitate trade. The term business may be classified into industry and trade and commerce. Industry is referred to as production of goods and materials, while trade and commerce refers to distribution of goods and materials manufactured. So, just take a look at the image which we are just seeing. The image focuses on scope, nature and scope of the business. See, first of all, business can be classified into two branches. The first branch is industry, and the second branch is trade and commerce. Okay, one by one we will see what these terms are. Okay, we are aware about these terms, but still we will see the meaning of these terms. Okay, so what is industry? Industry is a group of manufacturers or businesses that produce a particular kind of goods or services. Workers in the textile industry design, fabricate and sell cloth. Industry come from the Latin industria, which means diligence or hard work, and the word is still used with that meaning. Then the term business, it can be classified into many of the types, that is extractive, manufacturing, genetic, construction, assembly, service. Okay, one by one we will go through all these terms also, what they means and all. Okay, the technically productive enterprises in a particular field, in a particular country, region or economy, whenever it is viewed collectively or one of these individuals, it is called as industry. A single industry is often named after its principal product, for example the auto industry. For statistical purposes, industries are categorized generally according to a uniform classification code such as SIC. Any general business activity or commercial enterprise that can be isolated from others, such as the tourist industry or the entertainment industry. Okay, so first of all, the extractive industry. Extractive, as the prefix itself suggests, something extract, something is extracted. Okay, extractive industries can be defined as a process that involve different activities that lead to the extraction of raw materials from earth such as oil, metals, minerals, and such type of extraction it is included in this extraction industry. And then the processing and utilization is done by the consumers after such type of raw materials they are extracted and processed. Another part is manufacturing. Manufacturing industries are those that engage in the transformation of goods, materials, or substances into new products. Manufacturers often have plants, mills, or factories that produce goods for public consumption. Machines and equipments are typically used in the process of manufacturing. Then it is genetic industry. Genetic industries are those industries which are engaged in multiplication of species of plants and animals with the sole objective of sale. For example, animal breeding, cattle breeding, dairying is an example of genetic industry. Then construction industry. It is a branch of commercial enterprise concerned with the construction of buildings, bridges, etc. It is called as construction industry. Then assembly industry. Assembly industry or assembling industry. These industries they are engaged in bringing together the various components or parts of bicycle, television, radio, etc. Means they bring together the various parts to produce something which is a whole product, good product. Then the service industry. A service industry is an industry such as banking or insurance that provides a service but does not produce anything. Then the other part, trade and commerce. Trade and commerce, oftenly it is used as the synonyms, but it is not so. What is trade? Trade is referred to as a basic economic activity that involves buying and selling of different goods and services between two or more parties involved in the transaction. Okay, means whenever we consider trade, it is just buying and selling of different goods and services between two or more parties. Whenever we consider commerce, commerce involves all the activities that is the aid in promoting the exchange of goods and services from the manufacturer to the last customers. Okay, means commerce includes all those activities or all those aids, all those supplements taken to promote the exchange of goods and services from the manufacturers to the end consumer. Now, the trade and commerce, it can be classified into two parts. First part is trade and the other part is aids to trade. Okay. Now, whenever we consider aids to trade, what is aids to trade? What is its meaning? Aids to trade includes transport, communication, warehousing, banking, insurance, advertising, salesmanship, mercantile agents. While trade is the promotion of the organization globally or locally. Now, trade is important to ensure a smooth flow of goods from producers to the consumers, and aids to trade are all those activities which are done, or all those activities performed by the businessman to sell his product. Now whenever we consider trade, at that time trade can be further classified into two parts: inland trade and foreign trade. Now inland trade means within the boundaries of the home country. Okay, the home country in which you have established the business. Whenever you operate your business, or whenever you operate the trade or exchange of goods and services within the boundaries of your country, at the time it is called as inland trade or domestic trade. Other part is foreign trade. Foreign trade, as the name itself suggests, whenever you engage yourself, or whenever you trade, whenever you exchange your goods across the boundaries of the country, it is called as foreign trade. Now foreign trade includes two activities, that is import and export. Import, what does it means? Import means whenever you bring something into the home country, whenever you purchase something from other countries, it is called as import. Import means something comes into your business, something enters your home country. Then other part is export. Export means you send some goods to other countries, you exchange some goods to other countries. Okay, it is called as export. Okay, means whatsoever comes is import, whatsoever goes is export. Okay, so the other part, aids to trade. Okay, means the support which is required to trade, so that the trading activity or the exchange activity goes smoothly or is carried smoothly. The aids to trade includes banking, transportation, insurance, warehousing, mercantile agents and all. Okay, these are all the things which makes your exchange transaction sound, so that you will earn good amount of profit. Okay, banking, why banking is required into your trade? Yes, you are in need of finance. If you need the assistance of financial institution, or if you want to do transactions which are monetary in nature, yes, you require banking services. Then transportation or transporting, yes, if you want to send your goods abroad, if you want to send your goods to another city or another state itself, you need transportation vehicles. Okay, here transportation plays a very important role. Insurance, yes, if you want to insure the risk associated with your trading activity. For example, okay, if you want to do if you want to establish your transaction with another state, yes, meanwhile whenever your goods were in transport, if due to accidents they are destroyed completely, yes, your goods, you were supposed to deliver those goods to another state, and meanwhile due to accident those goods were damaged or destroyed. Who is responsible for this? Yes, no one. Who will suffer losses? Yes, you are the person who will be suffering losses. So if you think that someone should be there to shoulder the loss, that someone itself is insurance service. Okay, insurance helps you to shoulder the so-called, they help you to compensate the losses which you suffer due to some of the reasons, some of the risk. Okay, then warehousing, for example, if you engage yourself into export activity, if you wanted to export something to another country, you wanted to send some goods to another country, okay, and so called it was scheduled, so called the transaction was scheduled, okay. Meanwhile, if you are using the seaway, for example, if you are using the seaway to transport the goods to another country, okay, as we all know, from your place, from your city, you need to transport first those goods to a place which supports sea bank, okay, till your transaction, till you load your goods on the ship, okay. If you are using seaway, you are supposed to use the ship, okay. Till you load your goods on that ship, you are required to store somewhere, okay. That storing house itself is warehousing. Then the mercantile agents, okay, some people, they work as intermediary, they work as medium of exchange. Those agents, they are supposed to pay, you are supposed to pay some things to them, commission and all, so that they help you to make your transaction effective and sound and happen in proper time, okay. So this was the scope of business in which we had classified, yes, the business is classified into two branches, industry and trade and commerce, and we have also gone through every aspect of industry as well as trade and commerce. Then let's see the meaning of management. Management is an essential ingredient of all organized endeavor that has become essential in the modern world. It has now become almost impossible to achieve anything worthwhile single-handedly. This awareness has led to the realization the modern age of organization. Every human activity of significance in these days are carried through organizations, whether it be the production of goods and services, organizing sports events, managing political economy, scientific research, or transport and communication system. However, what makes organization effective is management. The function of management is to plan, organize, and integrate activities and resources to achieve well-defined activities and objectives. This is accomplished through well-trained managers. Managers direct the organization in achievement of the goals. Their job is to mobilize the required means of production, coordinate activities, and inspire people to work towards the attainment of common objectives. Management is thus a prime mover of organization's performance and behavior, and managers provide dynamism to the organization through effective leadership. So whenever we consider management, management is a young discipline. Management is a process of planning, decision making, organizing, leading, motivation, and controlling the human resources, financial, physical, and information resources of an organization to reach its goals efficiently and effectively. So, in management, what is done? What is management? Management is a process of right from planning, you are required to do many of the things so that your organization's goals, they are efficiently and effectively accomplished. Okay, means you achieve those goals in proper time, you utilize all the resources which are available to you. An efficient management can make the employees to work efficiently, and an inefficient management can break the employees and can bring industrial unrest in the business organization. So with efficient management, which with good management, you can smoothly handle the organizations and have your good image in the market. So management refers to all persons who are involved in managing the affairs of organization. They include directors, general manager, functional managers, supervisors, etc. Management refers to a field of learning having an organized body of knowledge in the form of functions and techniques. Management is an art of getting things done through others. Management is a process. Every human being has the potential to do remarkable things, to enable every person to understand, develop, and utilize his or her potential. Management provides an environment whereby maximum output can be extracted from an individual. So, whenever we consider management, what is management? Management is a goal-oriented process. Means management, what it does, it unites the efforts of different individuals in the organization towards achievement of the goals of the company as well as he himself. In access to this, let's see some definitions of management. First definition, according to Harold Kuntz and Heinz Weyrich, management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiently accomplish selected aims. According to Kreitner, management is the process of working with and through others to effectively achieve organizational objective by efficiently using limited resource in the changing environment. Okay, whenever we consider management, at the time in management, what is done? Management asks its employees to work with devotion. Management works with people and through people. The process of management is directed towards the accomplishment of results which are defined by the organization, that is their goals. Management is creative in the sense that it is the function of creating productive situations needed for improvement. Management is personalized in the sense that every manager has his own approach to problems. Okay, means it is subjective in nature actually. So in management, what is done? The people are managed in the sense the resources are managed so that the group goals as well as the organization's goals, they are achieved properly. With this meaning and definition of management, we will conclude today's lecture. Thank you.